Dear High Representative Vice President, ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, our interinstitutional agreement stipulates in Part 2, Section G, paragraph 43, that each year the Council Presidency will consult the European Parliament on a forward-looking Council document which will be transmitted by the 15th of June for the year in question, setting out the main aspects and basic choices of the common foreign and security policy. Since 2010, this task has been delegated to the HRVP. Dear Kaja Kallas, welcome, therefore, to your first debate on the main aspects and the basic choices of our CFSP and the CSDP in plenary. Dear colleagues, tomorrow at noon, we will hopefully adopt Parliament's CFSP's report, reacting to the assessment of the former High Representative. And we do so amidst rapid and radical uncertainty, a world where authoritarian actors are trying ever more aggressively to mark out their zones of influence through military might, political pressure, and economic control. Our report comprehensively analyzes these shifting dynamics. In fact, with 1,019 amendments at the committee level and another 167 at the plenary level, the negotiation team was compelled to conduct an even more meticulous review than initially expected. I'd like to thank everyone who has been involved in this extraordinary task. As a result, the text has expanded to, let me put it this way, unprecedented lengths. For those who actually take time to unpack it, this CFSP report is much more than a mere review of last year's events. It also outlines a strategic direction and sets clear expectations from our side for our executive. These expectations are structured along 4 distinct priorities. First, addressing the consequences of the Russian war of aggression against Ukraine. Let me be very clear. Any attempt to blackmail Ukraine into surrendering for the sake of a peace deal will only empower the aggressor. Putin must not achieve through negotiation what he failed to secure on the battlefield. In the coming weeks and months, we will stand united together as steadfast partners of Ukraine. We will ensure Ukraine has the means to liberate its people and deter further Russian aggression. Second, resolving conflict and supporting peace in the Middle East. Our current strategy in the Middle East is obviously not fit to account for the political realities of the region. The atrocious attacks committed by Hamas on the 7th of October set the entire region on fire. An arc of instability has since settled from Khartoum to Baghdad, and Europe is not left untouched. Thirdly, asserting interests through strategic partnerships. Whether it be Mr. Putin's imperialism or the escalation in the Middle East, all these developments significantly increase the pressure on the European Union to build alliances and to mobilize partner countries from our closest neighbors to those who are far away but need us most. And finally, let's not forget, we are, as a European Union, the undisputed world champion in development cooperation, and yet recent developments have highlighted the poor understanding of the EU's perspective in some of our partner countries around the world, and this therefore limits our political influence. So it is time to act with confidence. Our actions must speak loudly as our words, and they must be seen. I look forward to an interesting debate this noon. Once again, I would like to thank the shadow rapporteurs and all those involved behind the scenes for working on this extensive report. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now I give the floor to the rapporteur, David McAllister.
Thank you, Madam President. I would just like to thank the shadow rapporteurs, all the involved staff members, and also the team of the High Representative and Vice President for the constructive cooperation on this report and also today's open debate. I have listened carefully to all the members who took the floor in the last 90 minutes. My impression is that most of the political groups and a majority of colleagues in this House want to act in concert towards a stronger common foreign and security policy. I do hope to see this reflected during the final vote tomorrow. The High Representative and the Commission, dear Kaja Kallas, are both explicitly invited to use this report as a guide for their priorities. Rest assured that we in the European Parliament will try to follow up also on your expectations. Thank you very much.